We recognize that words can only do so much, and we acknowledge the experiences of members of our community and also members of our faculty at the University of Florida who have been subjected to vicious incidents of anti-Asian racism in our own community. Many of the grievances that we're fighting right now at the University of Florida have to do with incidents of racism against our Asian American brothers and sisters on campus. That has to stop right now. Furthermore, as union members, we urge the University of Florida to make a real institutional change by continuing an honest, open, and uncomfortable, yes, uncomfortable at times, dialogue, and revisiting institutional practices that reinforce structural racism and inequality. Because, brothers and sisters, here's the truth. We're very good at studying racism and oppression and human rights violations in other countries, right? We're very good at talking about what they do bad in California or Georgia. We need to wake up tomorrow morning and look at ourselves in the mirror, okay? We need to think about our practices here. What are our organizations doing to deal with this crisis? So on this day, March 27, 2021, we call upon the University of Florida to make an open and assertive statement, 100% standing, 100% against racism and discrimination against Asian and Asian American and Pacific Islander faculty, staff, and students at the University of Florida. So there's a lot of things we can do. We can form study groups. We can read the works of great Asian American scholars like Ronald Takaki, Derek Chang, Evelyn Nakano Glenn, Peter Kwong, Judy Young, and so many incredible scholars. We urge our community to broaden our areas and solidarity work to include people of all different races and ethnicities. We must follow the example of African American organizations like the Black Panther Party, Black Lives Matter, and the Dream Defenders, who have prioritized alliances and coalitions with Asian American and Pacific Islander organizations since the 1960s. As Black Panther Party co-founder Bobby Seals said, quote, "We don't fight racism with racism. We fight racism with solidarity." Use social media to learn from Asian American and Pacific Islanders on issues of racism or other issues in your work or in your discipline if you're a teacher. Don't assume you know. Ask an Asian American teacher, scholar, community member, right? Listen. That's the most important thing I think we can do right now. Listen to our brothers and sisters in the Asian American Pacific Islander community, right? The discomfort during these dialogues, by the way, is a precursor to genuine personal change and eventual institutional change. I know we come from many different communities and backgrounds, but I know every one of us at one point had an elder who said, "No pain, no gain," right? Okay, so it's gonna happen, right? We all need to think of racism and social injustice beyond individual discriminating acts and shift our understanding of racism to a more structural and institutional view of systemic inequalities. As United Faculty of Florida AFL-CIO, we are committed to champion and defending anti-racist faculty scholarship, pedagogy, and service, and defending faculty academic freedom against racism. The United Faculty of Florida UF chapter stands in solidarity with our Asian American Pacific Islander faculty, staff, and students, and we will use our guaranteed right to collectively bargain to make positive changes in the university and in the broader community. Again, thank you to the organizers, and I will turn the mic over now.